Welcome to this picture descriptions lesson. In this lesson, we're going to focus on electronic devices. An electronic device is a small electronic object. For example, a camera or a smartphone or a laptop. Now, what I'm going to do is describe 3 pictures for you. So listen to me describe each one, and then I'll go through the vocabulary and expressions that I used. Let's start. Here is the first picture. This is a tablet PC. The beauty about these devices is that they're small enough to carry around, but big enough to act as a small computer. Some say that they're a cross between a smartphone and a laptop. I don't own a tablet because it's either too big or too small for my needs, but I can see why some would find them useful. So let's pick out some of the expressions that I used in that description. I said the beauty about these devices is that they're small enough to carry around. So the expression the beauty about something means the strong points about something, the good things about something. For example, the beauty about smartwatches is that they can monitor you 24 hours a day and tell you about your heartbeat, your blood pressure, and various other health-related things. So the beauty about something is its good points. The other expression I want to mention is a cross between something and something else. So I said tablet PCs are a cross between a smartphone and a laptop. So a cross between something means a mix of 2 things. You have to say a cross between A and B. And this mixture makes what you're talking about. For example, if there is a new band, I can say, this new band is fantastic. The band is a cross between the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. So it means they've got the qualities of both of these bands mixed together. So that's a cross between. Let's look at the next picture. This is a laptop computer. I own a laptop, and it's probably my favorite and most important electronic device. I just couldn't live without it. Nowadays, people are replacing desktop computers with laptops because laptops are getting more and more powerful. They also have the added convenience of being light and thin. So did you understand that description? Let me pick out a couple of good expressions for you. The first one I want to mention is I just couldn't live without something. So I said I just couldn't live without my laptop. What does this mean? Well, if you can't live without something, it means it's very, very important to me. So I just couldn't live without my laptop. Most people couldn't live without their smartphone because smartphones nowadays are very important devices. So I just couldn't live without something means it's extremely important to you. The other expression, this is more a grammar structure actually, is getting more and more something. So usually we add an adjective, getting more and more powerful, for example. So I said, laptops are getting more and more powerful. This means that something is changing over a period of time. So imagine I see my friend's children and I haven't seen them for a while. I can say, wow, your children are getting taller and taller. So we use this expression to mean something is changing over a period of time. Bigger and bigger, taller and taller, more and more beautiful, hotter and hotter, anything. You can talk about anything. The weather is getting hotter and hotter, or the weather is getting colder and colder. So you're saying over this time period, it's changing in this direction. Now let's look at the last picture. Here is perhaps the most common electronic device in the world, the smartphone. This device is so ubiquitous nowadays that we take for granted just how incredible they are. People are always connected to the internet wherever they go with the power of these devices. They truly change the world. So the first thing I want to highlight is the word ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means appearing everywhere or very, very common. So I said smartphones are ubiquitous nowadays. This means we can see them everywhere. Everyone has a smartphone. Here's another example. If we go to any city in the world, what is a ubiquitous sight in every single city? Cars, motorbikes, and tall buildings are ubiquitous in every city in the world. It doesn't have to be everywhere. It can be unique to one country as well, or one city. For example, in London, red buses are a ubiquitous sight. So you can often see red buses in London. So they are ubiquitous. The next thing I'd like to highlight is the expression take for granted. So I said, nowadays, we take for granted just how incredible smartphones are. So what does this expression mean? It means that we don't appreciate fully this thing. We take it for granted because it's so common, it's everywhere. We don't realize how important it is. So for example, nowadays, humans take food for granted. But our ancient ancestors struggled to find food every day. So they didn't take food for granted. They understood exactly how important and vital for life food is. But nowadays we don't worry about food. We can go to the shop, the supermarket, the restaurant. We always have food. So very often we take it for granted. So I hope you understood those descriptions. I hope this has helped you. Leave a comment in the section below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.